I'm 72 years old, and before you click away, let me tell you something important. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm not here to sound wise. I'm here because I don't have much time left to grow, and you still do. Almost everything you believe about life, success, and getting older is wrong, and no one tells you that early enough. We're taught to follow a script. Go to school, get a degree, find a good job, work hard, stay busy, retire someday, and then finally enjoy life. I followed that script perfectly. For 50 years, I did everything I was told would make me successful. And for 50 years, I told myself the same sentence you're probably telling yourself right now. I'll live properly later. Later, when I earn more. Later, when things calm down. Later, when I have more time. I believed I was being responsible. In reality, I was postponing my life. At 50 years old, I was sitting in a conference room, quarterly projections on the screen, people arguing about numbers that wouldn't matter in a year. And suddenly, my chest tightened. Breathing felt impossible. The room tilted. Sounds faded. That was the moment my heart decided to remind me of something I had been ignoring my entire life. I woke up in a hospital bed, tubes in my arms, monitors beeping. The doctor smiled and said, "You're lucky. You survived." But lying there, staring at the ceiling, I felt anything but lucky. Because for the first time in my life, I wasn't distracted. No emails, no meetings, no deadlines, just silence. And in that silence, a terrifying realization hit me. I had been living on autopilot. I wasn't choosing my life. I was reacting to it. I asked myself a question that still follows me today. If I had died that morning, what would my life have meant? A job title? A house full of things? A retirement account? Would anyone remember how many hours I worked? How many meetings I attended? No. And that's when I understood the most dangerous lie we all believe. I have time. We think time is guaranteed. We think tomorrow is promised. So we delay the important things. We delay love. We delay joy. We delay being present. We tell ourselves stories. When I'm more successful, I'll be happier. When life slows down, I'll focus on my family. When I retire, I'll finally do what I love. Let me be honest with you. Life does not slow down. It speeds up. 1 year becomes 5. 5 become 10. And suddenly, you're older than you ever imagined. I spent 30 years climbing a ladder, working harder every year, sacrificing weekends, missing dinners, missing moments. And when I finally reached the top, I realized the ladder was leaning against the wrong wall. By then, climbing down wasn't an option. Time doesn't give refunds. I had a close friend, brilliant man, built a business from nothing, worked 70 hours a week. He used to say, "I'll slow down next year." Next year never came. At 68, he had a stroke, gone within months. At his funeral, his son stood up and said something that silenced the entire room. "My father was successful, but I barely knew him." That sentence should scare you, because success without presence is empty. The regrets that haunt people at the end of life are never about money. They're about absence, the trips never taken, the words never said. I don't regret failed deals. I regret the evenings I chose work over my children. I regret the calls I ignored because I was too busy. I regret thinking there would always be more time. My father died suddenly, heart attack, no warning. We had unfinished conversations, unresolved distance. I kept telling myself we'd talk properly someday. Someday never came. After my heart attack, I changed everything. I worked less TAFF, and nothing collapsed. I said no, Pav, and the world didn't end. I slowed down and life became clearer. What truly matters is embarrassingly simple. Time with people who matter. Work that feels meaningful. Moments you can remember. Not possessions, not status, not applause. I know what you're thinking. I can't just stop. I have responsibilities. I understand. I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm telling you to stop trading your entire life for things that don't love you back. Ask yourself this, Fee, honestly. If your life ended tomorrow, would you be proud of today? Most people don't fear death. They fear realizing too late that they never truly lived. And that knowledge doesn't make life smaller. It makes it precious. I'm 72 now. Every morning I wake up knowing my time is limited. When you accept time is limited, you stop wasting it. You stop waiting for permission. If I could talk to my younger self, this is what I'd say. Protect your health. Call your parents. Say I love you. Take the trip. Start the thing. Make the time. And most importantly, stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. Life will always be messy. There will always be reasons to delay. But if you keep waiting, one day you'll realize you waited your entire life away. You have a choice right now. Keep living on autopilot or start living intentionally. Time is moving silently, relentlessly. The only real question is, what are you going to do with the time you have left?